in from taking Grayson for his first walk. I've got his food this morning in a bunch of different containers, so maybe it might give some time here for some coffee and some talking. So let's see here. I've got a cup with some milk in it. A nice floral cup. Of course, spring this morning is looking like it's not coming. It's about 15 or 20 degrees colder this morning than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was up in the 80s. Today it's only going to go up in the 60s. That's okay. Oh, and it's no April Fool either. April 1st, and the temperature really has gone much colder than it's been. Okay, so, I'll put coffee in just a minute. A couple days ago, my son-in-law's grandmother passed away. She was in her 90s and had like 5 children, maybe 15 grandchildren, 38 great-grandchildren, something like that. And last night, I babysat the kids so my daughter and son-in-law could go to the visitation. And, we normally think of funerals as being really sad things, or the events surrounding funerals. But they told me when they came home that, it was sad, but also they said there was so much laughter because people were recounting things that they remembered and funny incidents. And my granddaughter, which would have been Grandma Rhoda's great-granddaughter, Rhoda Hunter, if you say a prayer for the repose of her soul, please. My granddaughter said that today they were going to go bury Grandma and go play with her cousins. So she's 5 and has a very simple view of things. And my daughter and son-in-law said that Grandma Rhoda probably would have, laughed at that and thought that was just really cute. I was thinking about, when people get older, sometimes they may not communicate much. Things happen. You wear down and everything, and you don't look the same as you did when you were younger, and you may not be as vital and just engaging or seeming to engage in life as much, but you're still you. Someday, if I get to live long enough, I may be some little old lady in a wheelchair who doesn't hardly talk, and maybe I'm sitting there drooling or something and someone has to feed me. But inside, like everything that you know about me now and my whole past is all still going to be part of me. And I think it's good to think about that kind of thing. And I think it's good to remind ourselves that what we see on the outside may be quite different than what's on the inside. And we've been talking about that from a little bit different point of view. Of course, we've been talking about comparing what's on our insides to what looks like on somebody else's outsides, and making assumptions about them if they look all together and, they're living a good life and all this and seem to be all organized, and just likely that's not what's happening on the inside. And then the reverse may be very true for some older person who looks all broken down and rickety and stuff, and maybe doesn't talk much or can't talk much. But inside, they could be just this wonderful, exciting person, funny and loving and compassionate. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some real mean codgers out there, but I think that, you know, all of us at one time or another were happy, laughing little baby discovering the world for the first time. So maybe give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't know what's going on in their insides, right? There's a lot to think about there, isn't there? Oh, I need to put coffee in here. I was going to close it and press the start button, and nothing would happen. Okay, this is a bigger cup than usual. So, what do we have? Well, you know what? Since it's just sitting on the top here, I think I'll have this Melozio. This, again, is that one coffee that when I first tried it, I did not like at all. Let's see, is this a sleeve? Oh, yeah, I saved this sleeve because I wanted to read. Okay, this is an intensity of 6. So that's usually about the lowest intensity I like, but it says a harmonious blend of fine quality Brazilian bourbon and Central American Arabicas, lightly roasted to create a rounded coffee that is smooth and perfectly balanced. Okay, so, Melozio. Okay, so have you ever thought about that? You know, the whole, I mean, it's just so much to think about. The whole idea that what you see on the outside of someone, you know, it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg. They say something like, I don't know what, 1/10 of the iceberg shows above the water and 9/10 of it is below, or something like that. I mean, the point is that there's a lot more to a person than what you see on the outside, right? Oh, I love the look of this coffee because of the crema, the foam that forms from the oils mixing with air under pressure as it's spun around at extremely high speed in here. Of course, you know, true espresso kind of coffee is made by actually putting it under pressure, but this also, the spinning, achieves a pressure situation too. A little bit of that creaminess is from the milk that's in there, but most of it is from the crema, the oils mixing with the air. Okay, I am not going to mix this while it's sitting on here because, see, and I'll end up just mixing the whole cup right off the stand. Okay. But it just kind of adds for me an extra dimension. This is where looks can kind of come in. And it just looks so good. And I like creamy things. Okay. It's good. It's good. I think I said yesterday that one of the things I love about an espresso coffee is that it always tastes good. All right, so listen. Maybe today is a day to take a few minutes and give a little thought to the idea that things are not always what they seem. And particularly when it comes to older folks, there's probably more there than meets the eye. You know, it's kind of like how Grayson was so terribly scruffy, and he looked kind of like the Shaggy Dog, you know, except really messy, and he had fleas and flea dirt all over him, and I mean, he was just a mess. And look at how he turned out. I mean, you know, if you saw him before he was rescued, you would think, oh my gosh, that dog is just the ugliest thing. But now that he's been taken proper care of, look at him. So the way he looks now, you know, I feel like, oh, this dog has potential, right? But then I also think about when I was growing up, you know, I was a teenager, and I'd see some guy that was so cute and built really well, and it turned out he was dumb as a brick. You know, so looks aren't everything. I guess the thing to do. I hope that didn't offend anybody that said that. But looks are not everything. So look deeper than what's on the outside. And also for what's on your inside. Well, I'm working on my inside. Work on yours too. Have a good day.